early in the cycle. I say early, it's early for them in this cycle. We'll discuss coming up next here on Locked On Sooners.
You are Locked On Sooners, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma Sooners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Once again, thanks for making Locked On Sooners your first listen of the day. Shout out to all the everydayers out there, and thank you for making Locked On the #1 sports podcast network in the industry. Jay, the Oklahoma Sooners picked up a 2027 commitment on Friday, running back Jaxsen Stokes out of California. And I would highly recommend everybody go take a look at Jaxsen. That's Jaxsen Stokes. Go look at his huddle because, my goodness, this kid can absolutely ball.
Well, John, I guess we should probably do that here while we're talking about the kid. Go look at that boy right there. So I want to point this out because I think this is kind of critical information for any and everybody that's watching. It is not only is the kid fast, like he's a blazer. He plays at Sierra Canyon. So out in California, he is going to be part of the hashtag Cali Sooner movement that we're doing right now. But shout out to Director of Player Personnel, Stacy Ford. Like this is definitely his doing. And if you've noticed, we're starting to see an influx of the old school Cali Sooner hashtag coming back. We're seeing Oklahoma really recruit out in that area even more. Mainly because Stacy Ford's just got the plug out there. And I mean, Jaxsen Stokes, watching his tape, he does a good job of not only breaking tackles, but the change of direction is very, very noticeable. He can stop on a dime and then make the cut and go back. Right now, yes, he is a 3-star prospect. And I understand a lot of you, 3-star you can say whatever craziness you want to. That's fine. Taylor Wine was also a 3-star, and he's beloved by this roster, but I digress. The point behind me pointing out him and the Ford connection, the director connection is expect more. Expect him to start to really dig into the pipeline there because these kids recognize, they understand, they see when they have a dude out there really like, showing them some love. They're like, wait, there's a chance for me to get this too? Let me go ahead and tap in with my guy because there's another player out there that's a top 4-star player that I know Oklahoma has a really good chance of because we're winning these services here.
Yeah, Jaxsen Stokes, I watched him on Friday. This is not a kid that I really knew that was on Oklahoma's radar, but when he committed to Oklahoma, I was like, all right, let's go check him out.
Yep.
I had a hard time not vocalizing my excitement for this kid. He is just phenomenal. And he's not going to be a 3-star for long. By the time his high school career is over, he will at least be a 4-star and could push for higher because he's that dynamic of a player. He is so good with the ball in his hands. Whether you want to run him outside the tackles, inside the tackles, he's got great vision, great patience. Some of the inside the tackle runs are just phenomenal. He gets behind his guard and he's like just kind of hiding behind his guard as his guard's working to the second level. And once his guard gets to the second level, makes his cut and he's gone. You talked about how he's able to make guys miss in the open field. I love the way he runs through tackles. I mean, he's only 5'10", 175 right now he's listed at, but he's going to have the opportunity to put more weight on, but he does not come down with first contact very easily. He's able to break tackles. And I think that's the thing that's really impressive about him. He's not just a speedster, not just a burner, and looks to take on contact, kind of like Torrey Blaylock. He's not afraid of mixing it up like a true running back. So this is an exciting player to get and make a part of your running back room in the 2027 recruiting class because the dude can absolutely make plays. And every time that he touches the ball is an opportunity for him to score from wherever on the field.
Yeah, that's the kind of the biggest thing for me too. Watching him is he does that. He does a good job of getting into space and then even catching passes. He can catch passes. You saw that in one of the plays a minute ago. He'll catch the ball in space and go. And so you need dynamic guys like that. Like, I mean, I've had some people say, oh, well, he's like 5'9", 5'10", he's light, 170. This is his junior year.
Yep.
Where he's got a whole nother year of high school before he even gets here. He's a 27. So we're looking ahead on that. Not typically, I don't typically consider those real years until the 26th, to the year we're in actually signs, right?
Mm-hmm.
When they sign on the line, which is dotted here in December on early signing day, then of course 27 becomes a priority for your boy. Me and John will really dive into that.
Yeah.
But the thing about it though, John, is we're starting to see the pipeline be built.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. His signature could even lead to, we may get somebody at 26 out there from Cali to come through. And it's all because our director of player personnel, which I got it right, my guy. I finally got it right this time. Stacy Ford out here cooking. Hashtag Cali Sooners.
Well, and the story behind how he became more and more intrigued by Oklahoma. He was at Oklahoma for the Ole Miss game. And then he was at Tennessee for Oklahoma at Tennessee. And between those 2 weeks, I guess saw everything he needed to see about Oklahoma. Talked about how, hey, if you're a running back and you play and you can compete for playing time early at Oklahoma, as we're seeing. It's a sophomore Xavier Robinson, true freshman Torrey Blaylock that are the running back rotation for Oklahoma. He's going to have an opportunity to be a part of that running back rotation by the time he gets to Norman. You're looking at a running back group. You got DeZeph Walker coming in the 2026 recruiting class. And then you have Jaxsen Stokes as part of the 2027. I really like what they're building out right now at running back over the next few years. And this is, again, one of those players that you can use him in a variety of ways. As you've talked about, Jay, he can run the ball. He can catch the ball. He can be used in kick return because he's, again, just so quick, so fast. He's going to threaten teams every time that he's on the field because of that speed. You've got to find ways to get him the ball and get him involved in the offense. And so there's a lot to like about his tape and his ability. And you mentioned it a couple times too, but just to reiterate, opening up California even more, that's huge. So you've got, the defensive staff that has done a really, really nice job recruiting, the East Coast. You got Emmett Jones recruiting the state of Texas, Louisiana well. And now, DeMarco Murray's done a good job recruiting on the West Coast. And then Stacy Ford adding to that, it's just huge. And so as they continue to build through the recruiting ranks, which is what they want to do, they want to kind of use the transfer portal for like a smattering of players here and there, add some veterans where they can. But they really want this roster to be built by their recruiting, and getting a commitment like Jaxsen Stokes, who had a really nice offer sheet. We haven't even touched on that. I mean, he had USC, he had Tennessee, he had Oregon was on there, Penn State, Notre Dame, Cal, Arizona State. And
basically, John, anybody that's going after running backs, teams you probably want to follow behind. You got Oregon, Notre Dame, Tennessee, USC, you got Cal, Penn State, who's pretty infamous for running backs too. Arizona State, who's been finding diamonds out of rough. Shout out to Kenny Dillingham. Him and his staff has been killing it in that one. Coach Samples up there now at Oregon. He does a fantastic job of finding diamonds in the rough out there in the running back trail. So yeah, the coaches that are elite at finding those backs, yeah, we kind of found them with them. Yep.
And let's also not forget that Xavier Robinson was just a 3-star running back coming out of high school.
John, that's against the narrative. What are we doing here? Like facts?
Listen, I just want people to understand.
What is this?
Check the offer sheet, watch the player play, and then decide if you think he's a good player or not.
I don't like you throwing facts into all of my hyperbole, John. That's kind of disrespectful of you. My feelings are hurt.
Hey,
I'm feeling hurt. My feelings.
Listen, we only bring facts on the most viewed Sooner show in the market and the most watched, listened to podcast network in the world, Locked On. We only bring facts.
That's all we're going to bring is facts. That's what we're going to do, huh?
That's it. You everydayers know it.
Knowing. Everydayers understand that there's facts here, but that's not going. It's going against my narrative. He's 3-star, John.
It's all right.
It's okay.
Listen, I might even claim Jaxsen Stokes to be my favorite player of the cycle, and it's really early in the 27 cycle, but he might be. And I don't know why I end up having an affinity for the 3-star guys because they don't get any respect. Jaden Jackson was my dude, even while he was leaning Texas. And it looked like it was going to be Texas that was going to get him. You can go back and you can watch Locked On Sooners from back in the 2025 or 24 recruiting cycle. I claimed it. Jaden Jackson was my dude. loved his tape, was hating the fact that he might end up at Texas, and was thrilled when he committed to Oklahoma. So I don't care what the star status is. No disrespect to the recruiting guys. I just want good players on my team. And Jaxsen Stokes is one of those guys that is a really, really good player. So anything else to say here, Jay?
No, I think we're good. I think we've hit the marker on this one, and Stokes is going to be one of many going forward.
Yep. Shout out Stacy Ford, DeMarco Murray, the Oklahoma Sooners offensive staff, Brent Venables, for picking up a big-time recruit in Jaxsen Stokes. That's going to do it for today's episode of Locked On Sooners. Shout out to all the everydayers out there. Make sure you're tuned in and subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. And again, thanks for making Locked On the #1 sports podcast network in the nation, in the industry. Make sure you follow Jay at Unfair Sports. Go check out his channel, Unfair Sports, over on YouTube. You can follow me at John9Williams and read my work covering the Sooners over at SoonersWire.com. The show is at Locked On Sooners on all of your favorite social media platforms, so make sure you follow us over there. But until next time, he's Jay, I'm John. We'll talk to you then. Boomer
Sooner.
And it's Monday, November 10th. Just another great day to remind Ben Arbuckle to run the dang ball.